How we doing?
Jalen, over here to your right, I want to ask you about A.J. Brown, who had a very good game in the Super Bowl, right over here, had a big game in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. How important will he be this weekend as a change-up complementary piece to Saquon?
Well, I think everyone all year has been I think the goal has always been to try and complement everything that we have, all the talent that we have, making sure everyone's involved and trying to utilize that because everyone has the ability to make a difference. And so it's a matter of taking advantage of opportunities when your number's called.
Jalen, you have multiple offensive coordinators in your years of being in the NFL, but can you talk about Kellen Moore and what he's meant for your quarterbacking skills?
Yeah, he's been another person that I've been able to take in and take a lot from. I think that's always been my MO, just pursuing this gradual improvement over my career. And I've been fortunate to have a ton of different people be involved in that, and it's, everyone desires that continuity because that consistency definitely does breed something. But there's also something in having the mentality of, turning these situations into a positive and learning as much as I can, taking in as much knowledge as I can so I can be the best player I can be and ultimately lead the team to success. What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Yes, sir. Good to see you, Jalen.
Same here.
AP Stidham, AP as we see it. Jalen, you've been in big games, Super Bowl. What are some things you try to tell teammates for this is their first time? And then what would you like to say to the Eagles fans before this game?
To the Eagles fans, I always feel the love wherever we go. I always feel the energy and the support, and we'll need it one more time this week. And as far as my teammates that may have not experienced a game like this before or been in these type of moments, just treat it as you treat any other moment. It's all about your focus. It's all about keeping the main thing truly, approaching everything diligently, daily, trusting the walk, trusting the work, staying in routine so you can prepare to do what you need to do and execute.
Hey, Jalen, how you doing?
Doing well.
Over the last few years, you've had a litany of different offensive-minded coordinators. How do you stay consistent, and what do you do to prepare yourself throughout any play call or just knowing that you got to do what you got to do on the field?
Yeah, it's always this openness to learn as much as I can and take in the new ideas that they bring in, but also knowing that there's a way that you see the game as well. And so I think with all the changes that have been here and all the changes that I've been through, I've been the only constant in that and in terms of how I play the game and ultimately the desire to win, kind of over season, all of those things. And so I've just been very diligent in it, being open-minded, coming in open arms and taking it all in so I can continue my development.
Ernesto Del Valle from Fox Sport Mexico. Did you make something special about these days with your tight ends, with your wide receivers, or something that is not normal in the regular season? Because you have Español and the defense is very, very hard for the Chiefs.
Yeah, well, this is a great opponent we're about to play. A really good opponent, well coached, great players, smart, and it'll be a great challenge for us. And I think for us, regardless of what the position is, it's just about controlling what we can. We got an opportunity to get to work and invest into this thing and just go through our process throughout the week. So I think in the fair clutch of circumstance, that's what we're going to lean on.
Hey, Jalen, right here. Last year you had the most interceptions in your entire career, and this year you followed it up with the fewest in your entire career in a full season. I'm curious, what has led to this efficient bounce back for you this season?
It's just been the work. I think, again, you can attest all of these different things to change in continuity in the sense of, you want to find a rhythm in one person. It's been a challenge to do that, but ultimately my desire to try and find a way to win the game overseas everything else. And so whether it's, whatever stats are out there, good, bad, or indifferent, I ask myself, did I win?
Hi, Jalen.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm Shadana with AP As We See It and D-Love Sports. So you've definitely been an advocate for women, and you have a women-led supporting cast. How important is that for moments like this?
I think it's huge. I think it's monumental, and I think it in many ways, it bridges that gap, you know. And when I made those decisions to have a female-led team, I definitely wasn't thinking about being a trendsetter or trying to make this big drastic change in the world of business. But ultimately, I just looked at individuals that I trusted and I had a lot of confidence in, and I knew that they stood on business in terms of what they were asked to do. And so it's cool to be able to pave a new lane in that as I walk through my journey in my career. And all of that is, you know, a testament to their hard work and how they show up. So we keep on rewriting history with that.
Thank you.
How you doing, Jalen? After falling just short in Super Bowl 57 a couple years ago, I'm sure your main focus was just trying to get back to another Super Bowl, period. But between then and now, was there ever a hope that it would be the Chiefs that you would see again, just to try to kind of get one back?
No, you work really hard for those opportunities, you know, and regardless of who the opponent is, you want to take advantage of that moment.
Hey, Jalen, some of your offensive teammates say they like it when people doubt you out there because you take your game to the next level. You have talked about having those scars and wearing those scars of doubters in college and the pros. Do you secretly like that extra motivation when people are doubting you for extra fuel?
There's no secret.
So what does it do for you to take you to that next level?
It's just who I am, and my mentality and my approach is always to find ways to better myself, and it's always looking internal first, and then looking at my teammates and how I can better the guys around me as well. So, you know, I've always been focused on, you know, what I'm asked to do and can I do it at a high level, and then also processing the way that I'm being taught to see the game and then how I already see the game. And then obviously you have that burning desire to win. So all of those things are a priority to me.
Jalen over here. Obviously, much gets said about Saquon and his historic season, but what's impressed you about Will Shipley's approach and his level of consistency that you see every day?
Well, I think for him, I got asked this question. I got asked this question yesterday about kind of the guys that don't get the attention that they maybe should or could, and I think just for him showing up on special teams, really starting off with his eagerness in the offseason of work. We spent a lot of time together. We had those moments, and part of that is these guys that maybe don't get, you know, those alpha roles on the team, the roles are still equally important, and so the effort you put in to get better is very essential. But I say for Will, just his willingness to work, him showing up on special teams and showing up in the run game when Saquon needs to blow, him and Kenny, I think those guys are very, very valuable to this team.
Hi, Jalen. Jory Epstein with Yahoo Sports. Quarterbacking requires much more than just arm talent. When you think about the way that you game plan, what's your process with game planning and studying film through the week? Could you walk us through that?
I could talk about that for a very long time. I think to keep it brief, it comes down to trying your best to, you know how you want to attack a team and then understanding your opponent, you know, and it's a team game. So you have to complement all these different things in which your team does well. I'm not the one game planning. I'm not the offensive coordinator. I have my ideas, that's for sure, but ultimately you have to be able to bring all these things together and just try and find a way of how you win the game. And I think for us as a team, looking at this year's team, and you can look back over the last few years if you will, I think it comes down to accepting that, you know, winning looks different, you know, in different seasons, in different games, and ultimately it's about everyone being on the same page and being all in on whatever it's going to take to get it done that week.
Hey, Jalen, how you doing? So reflecting on the 2022 loss against the Chiefs, you're back now against the Chiefs. Different, you know, it's an opportunity to kind of get over that hump. Reflecting on that loss, I want to know, is there a different mindset approaching this game? You know, what's that approach look like?
I think the approach is always to go out there and find a way to win. It's always been the approach, and you know, when you have an opponent like that, when you're playing them, you give them the utmost respect. But you want to make it about what you do and go out there and just execute.
Hello, Jalen. You talk a lot about keeping the main thing, and the main thing is winning. you are very goal oriented. It feels like you're always looking forward. Do you ever have a moment to just kind of sit back, sit down, and enjoy the moment? Because you guys are in the midst of history right now. How often are you able to find those kind of moments of peace?
I wouldn't say I'm goal oriented. I say I'm value based. You know, it's about the values. It's about the character you have. It's about the daily things that you do. And so I've always tried to base myself in a strong foundation of, you know, being determined and having a good work ethic and put forth an effort to achieve whatever it is that I envision for myself. And so you have opportunities to smell the roses when it's all said and done. You sacrifice so much and you put a lot of work in for this, and you know, the fun for me comes in winning. The fun for me comes in achieving the success that I've set out to achieve.
All right, Jalen, you guys have been able to make some really explosive plays early in the games, last couple of games. So how has that been able to come together for you guys? Do you just see the matchups, and how are you able to exploit those?
It's just kind of come, you know. It's just kind of come, you know. I think Kellen's done a really good job of putting us in positions early in the game to set it off, and I think bigger, even more importantly, the players have executed it very well. O-line has, you know, gotten after it, put us in good positions to find lanes, and Saquon, you know, making a way out of what he made happen last week on the first play. You know, those are very impressive things by the players.
Let's take two more questions. We'll go in the red here.
Hi, Jalen. Hi, Jalen.
How you doing?
It's Marcus from WBN Sports in Boston. A lot of noise this week so far surrounding the Chiefs going for the three-peat. What are some personal things that you're doing to stay locked in before the game this Sunday?
I'm just going through the regular routine I've always gone through, you know, going through my process and just taking it a day at a time. That's always what it's been, and that's what it will be.
Hey, Jalen. Yeah, down here.
What's going on?
Hey, man, how you doing?
Doing well.
I've been talking to a bunch of guys, man, just around the league and, you know, this past week about just family and their support system. If you had an opportunity to give them, whoever that may be, their flowers, what would you tell them?
Well, I say thank you. Thank you for the support. To Bree, the missus, thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. And thank you for being the rock that I can lean on. Thank you.